What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the best basketball shoes for your budget. I'm going to give you one pair at each price point going from under 80 euros to over 200 euros or dollars. But first of all, I want to wish you a good start into the new year. This is my first video in 2026. So happy new year to everybody. I know it's a little bit late, but I usually upload once per week. So that's the reason for it. Without further ado, let's start with the best pair under 80 euros. And in my opinion, there's only one answer here. It's the Adidas Dame Certified Free. They come in at just under 80 at 79 euros or dollars. But you can even find them on sale right now. I've seen them on the official Adidas website for 35 euros, which is really amazing for this basketball shoe because they're actually a really good budget shoe. Solid traction performance, very comfortable cushioning. Downsides, a little bit heavy. Dust pickup is also an issue. Now, because we're going through so many shoes, I'm only going to talk very quickly about each pair. If you want to know more about them, just let me know down below in the comment section or check out my other videos, as I've got separate performance reviews on most of these pairs in the video. Next up, at 90 euros or dollars, again from the Adidas Dame Limited series, the Dame X, exceptional that you can have a signature shoe come in at 100 or under 100 euros or dollars. These also have similar performance to the Dame Certified Free. What makes them better is that they're lighter and that the traction performance is a little bit more consistent indoors. The cushioning is actually kind of similar, even though they use different setups, but it's also got good impact protection in the heel and you're relatively low to the ground in the forefoot. Both shoes also work for wide footers. For my recommendation, if you have 100 euros or dollars to spend, I actually have two pairs because I couldn't narrow it down. For one, we have the Wade Flash 2. Amazing option, also works outdoors. And the other pair is the Cheat Code Academy. This is the cross version, but the Academy is just as good. And both retail for exactly 100 euros or dollars. If you're wondering where to cop all these shoes, you can find affiliate links and codes to all my partner stores and brands in the description box down below. You can get Wade shoes for cheaper. You can get every brand from Kicks for cheaper. And I also have discount codes for 361 and for StockX, for example, if you're looking for a very specific pair. Now back to the shoes, the Flash 2. My biggest downside for them is that they don't come in my true size, so I always have to get a size smaller to test them, which makes them way too narrow for me as I have very wide feet. But for the performance, I said already, very durable outdoors, good traction performance, full length boom for a budget shoe is also crazy, and a very nice setup from Way of Weight. The materials are lightweight, also very breathable, so in my opinion, this is really the best shoe you can get for outdoors on a lower budget, next to the GD Cut Academy, because these also have very reliable traction performance. You can take them outdoors, the materials are strong enough to hold up, and you even get an air zoom unit for only 100 euros or dollars. If you've got 110 euros to spend, we're going back to Way of Weight. The D-Low ones, I didn't like them as much because they're incredibly narrow, but simply for performance, this is actually a very good basketball shoe. Very reliable traction performance, you can take them outdoors. You've got a kind of an infinity-like traction pattern, very weird looking for sure, but it works. A solid cushioning setup, not a lot of impact protection, there's definitely better options. The materials are thin but containing. Support isn't the best as well, but in my opinion, this is a great guard shoe, and you've got some beautiful colorways like this one right here, the Cam colorway. Absolutely amazing. At 120 euros, here comes the best basketball shoe of 2025 in my opinion, the Adidas Dawn Issue 7. Overall, amazing performer, with the only downside being that the traction performance sometimes is a little bit inconsistent if you're on very dusty courts. Nothing that a quick wipe can fix though, so really this is an amazing performer. I love to play in them. Thick slab of Light Strike Pro Foam, very comfortable, good impact protection in the heel, lower to the ground in the forefoot, great supportive features, cool design. Breathability also isn't the best, but in my opinion, that's not the worst thing on a basketball shoe or the worst thing that can happen, as long as you've got good traction performance, decent cushioning, and very important, good support. And the Dawn 7 checks all of those boxes. At 130 euros, I also have two pairs again because I couldn't decide. The first one is from Adidas yet again. Amazing colorway here, the Christmas colorway. Mismatch, just straight down the middle on one shoe, looks very cool. Also, the outsole just looks amazing in my personal opinion. And the performance of the A2s is also very good. I like them more than the ones. A lot of you might not agree with me, but for me, these feel and work better on court. Traction performance is just as good. They're still not very durable, so don't take them outdoors. The cushioning setup is like it was on the AE1 lows. For me, that's a good thing. For you, that might be a bad thing if you want more cushioning. There's nothing wrong with getting a pair of AE1s on sale if you can find them. If you want a little bit less cushioning, go for the AE2s. They're also lighter as they cut that excess material that was on the outer shell of the AE1s and the AE1 lows, that kind of cheese grater-like upper. An upgrade in my opinion, and a shoe worth getting if you've got a little bit more money to spend. And another pair I can really recommend you from the bottom of my heart, the New Balance Hezi Low Volume 2. I've been saying it for a while. New Balance is absolutely killing it with their on-court performers, and their off-court shoes also look really cool, but we're focusing on on-court shoes here right now. Very good traction performance. These solid rubber pairs, you can even take them outdoors. The cushioning setup is a little bit lower to the ground and it does bottom out. It's fuel cell, so if you wear them on a day-to-day basis, they might not hold up as long. At first, it's very soft, then it gets kind of lower to the ground. The support features are very good, the lacing system works, and the materials are thin and break in very quickly and make the shoe very comfortable on your foot as well. And another great thing is New Balance shoes are available in different width sizes. So if you have very wide feet, these are definitely an option to check out. Unfortunately, it's not available in Europe. As far as I know, it's just available in the US and Canada. For 140 euros, I recommend you get the 808 Ultra Volume 2, and you can even get them for 130 if you use my discount code LucasSimone10. The reason why it's a little bit tricky with way of weight shoes is because the retail kind of varies on where you live. So in Europe, they retail for 140 euros, but on the official US website, I saw that they're still at 160, or that was the initial release price. I don't know if they're on sale right now because of course I can't access that website because I'm based in Austria in Europe. Nonetheless, if you're in Europe and also if you're in the US, they're going on sale quite often actually. And if you use my discount code, you can get them for around 140 euros or dollars. And that really is an amazing value for money price for such a good basketball shoe. The outsole should be durable enough for outdoors. I've had some complaints on the regular 808, but the selling point definitely is the full length Super Boom drop-in midsole. You heard boom cushioning before already on the Wade Flash and the D-Lows. Now here we have Super Boom. It's even more comfortable, even bouncier, and has better impact protection, and somehow they managed to keep the shoes relatively light and relatively low to the ground, so you're not unstable. They've got great support. You even have carbon fiber accents, which is an absolute steal for 140 euros or dollars. And now the second option I have here at 140 is again from New Balance, the two-way Volume 5, one of my favorite basketball shoes from last year. Great for wide footers. The cushioning setup is exactly how I like it. Good impact protection in the heel, lower to the ground in the forefoot. Overall, a very comfortable shoe, very cozy on your feet, and that's just qualities I look for. Now we're almost halfway through and we're getting to a price point of 150 euros or dollars. And this is my all-time favorite basketball shoe, the Nike Book 1. I just talked about the cushioning setup that I love on the New Balance 2A Volume 5. These have the exact same cushioning setup. And what makes these stand out in my opinion is the extremely good and reliable traction performance. I play all my games in the Book 1s and I can't even remember the last time I slipped out of them. So that's really an amazing quality for the Nike Book 1s. The materials are also very comfortable. I recommend you get the pairs with synthetic uppers. The leather uppers are a little bit more stiff and less breathable if that's important to you. The reason why I don't get them is because I'm vegan, so I don't eat animal products and also don't use them in my daily life, so I don't wear animal-based clothing, so no leather jackets and also no leather shoes. And now back to the Book 1, the support features are actually also very good. Contrary to what you sometimes hear online, as people think because they look like a lifestyle shoe, they also have the support features of a lifestyle shoe, like the Air Force 1. That's just not true. They're very supportive. Now moving on to two pairs that retail for 160. The first one is the Curry Series 7. Steph Curry leaving Under Armour with a bang. He's kind of a sneaker free agent right now, even though the Curry 13 is supposed to come out next year. The Series 7 is his best basketball shoe to date. They kind of feel like a beefed up running shoe. They're extremely lightweight, yet somehow they've got good cushioning, which is a rarity for a Curry shoe. Upper is just so soft and thin. It's actually scary at first. You need some time to get used to it because there's just so little weight and material on your foot. But once you do, they're really, really fun to play in. Just don't take them outdoors. Unfortunately, they couldn't fix the durability issues. The second pair I have here at 160 is the Anta Kai 2. And this is also a little bit tricky because I know the official retail price is 140, but right now in Europe, all pairs are going for 150 to 200 depending on the colorway. So I decided to put them here because I definitely wanted to put them in a video. It's an amazing performer. I really enjoy them. Different to the Kai 1s, I have a review of those if you're interested. Reliable traction performance, I know I've said it a lot of times, but reliability in terms of traction is just the most important thing, or just the base you need on a basketball shoe. Because if you don't have reliable traction performance, all the rest of the shoe just goes away. No matter how good the cushioning is, no matter how supportive they are or how lightweight they are, if you don't have reliable traction performance, the rest just doesn't matter. The cushioning setup here is very low to the ground. So if you don't like that or want more impact protection, there's other models on this list. I've talked about them already and coming up that have way better cushioning setups. The support features are outstanding. You're really locked in. The lacing system works wonders. Next up is the Nike KD18 at 170 euros or dollars. These are also a little tricky because it depends on the colorway. This one right here is going for 170. The one you can see here in the background, just the regular white one, is going for 160, but it's just split 50-50. So I decided to put them at the 170 mark because the kind of cooler or more special colorways are a little bit more expensive. These have amazing cushion. Downside is that they're a little bit heavy and stiff at first, so it definitely takes a long time to really break them in. Where I noticed that the most is the lacing system, because the first couple of times I'm wearing them, I just can't lace them as tightly because the material up here is just so stiff. The laces are not strong enough to pull them together. Once you get through with that, they're very, very comfortable on foot. I don't mind the weight as much. The traction performance is very solid and reliable. Here we have the word again. How often can I actually say reliable in one YouTube video? Maybe I should make like a reliable counter somewhere. At 180 euros or dollars, we have another pair from Way of Wade. The Way of Wade 10 Lows, an all-time great performer, up there with the Nike Book 1 and the Kobe 6 from my all-time favorite basketball shoes. Really nothing that this shoe doesn't do well. They're extremely lightweight, have got good traction performance. You can take them outdoors. You've got a full-length carbon fiber shank plate, which is absolutely crazy and adds a lot of bounce to the shoe. Also makes these one of the bounciest basketball shoes, the best for jumping. Then you've got full-length Boom. I talked about the benefits of Boom already from Way of Wade, and the materials are very thin, yet still containing. So overall, this is a near perfect basketball shoe. What would make them a little bit better for me is if they had a slightly wider fit. Speaking of the fit, I recommend you go with the same US size for Way of Wade that you use for Nike. Now at 190 euros or dollars, we've got a pair from 361 Degrees. Nikola Jokic, get well soon, by the way. I hope he doesn't miss out on MVP because of the games played rule. Maybe they should change that up. But back to the shoes, the Joker 1 GT, an amazing performer similar to the Way of Wade 10s in the fact that you've got great cushioning, a lot of bounce, a very supportive shoe, and they're still relatively lightweight. They're slightly heavier, but still a overall amazing performer. So if you have access to them, I can highly recommend you get them. And of course, only if you have the budget for that. You can also get them for a little bit cheaper if you use my affiliate link. As I said, it's in the description box down below. I forgot to add the best shoe at 200 euros or dollars. My bad for that. It's the Nike GT Cut 3. And now for the last category, over 200 euros. I decided to go with some Kobe 4s, and the reason I chose this colorway is because I paid 40 euros for these. They're incredibly beat, yes, I know, but I threw in my Victory insoles, and maybe I'm gonna glue the front part here, and these feel not like new, but like a great shoe that I can take outdoors. It just looks good, and I've actually never had a pair of Kobe 4s, and the reason why I wanted to put these here is because I want to say that you should definitely not pay resale prices for a pair of Kobe 4s, for a pair of Kobe 6s, 5s, whatsoever. It's just way too expensive to pay 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1k euros or dollars for one pair of basketball shoes that are like have a lifetime of, if you wear them every day, 3, 4, 5 months, maybe maximum a year if you don't use them that often or if you don't put that much force into them. So I recommend either getting them for retail. My favorite Kobe's are probably the 4, the more I play in them now, the 5 for sure, the 6, and I really like the 8 and the 9 as well. I also have a pair of the Kobe 3 on my way. You can definitely try those out as well. They're supposedly very, very comfortable. But overall, the message I want to get through is just don't pay crazy resale prices. And one more shoe I want to mention, as it's actually one of the few basketball shoes that retails for over 200 or for actually a big amount over 200 euros, is the Puma All Pro Nitro Elite. Those retail for 250 euros or dollars, which is absolutely crazy. I don't understand why Puma went so high with the price. Yes, there's a lot of tech in the shoe. The drop-in midsole is absolutely crazy and kind of rivals the Super Boom drop-in from Way of Wade for the best drop-in midsole of all time. But it's just not worth to pay 250 euros in my opinion, especially because the shoe also has a lot of downsides. They're relatively clunky, they're very heavy, and some parts actually dig into your ankle from the ankle area of the shoe just because they're so heavy and so stiff in that area. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, I'd really appreciate if you could leave a like on the video, comment your thoughts. Did I miss any pairs? Should other pairs be in here? Did you maybe not like one of the pairs I talked about? Let me know down below. I tried to answer to all the comments. And if you did all that and still want to help me out and see more of my videos, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to my channel. Have a good one and see you next time.